Tonight on News Hour. Amid dramatic scenes, Nigerian Labour Congress President Joe Ajaero honors police invitation. Adamawa youths cash in on a severed bridge. Kano Airport cleaner returns $10,000 found on board. And on the international scene, Nigeria and Niger ink security pact amid rising tensions. Good evening. Welcome to Trust News Hour. I am Sumaya Abubakar. And now the details. The president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, Joe Ajaero, says the labour movement will not compromise its patriotism no matter the challenges it faces. Ajaero spoke at the Labour House on Thursday after being grilled at the headquarters of the Police Intelligence Response Team over allegations of terrorism financing and cybercrime. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
That was the mood at the headquarters of the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC on Thursday, as the Congress President Joe Ajaero left to honor the invitation of the police over allegations bordering on terror financing, among others. Ajaero was accompanied by renowned human rights lawyer Femi Falana and a group of workers. After interrogations at the headquarters of the Police Intelligence Response Team, the Labour leader described the police invitation as one of the hazards of the labor movement.
Labor movement is one of the biggest pan-Nigerian organizations. Our patriotism from the days of colonial government to even the period of the military is unshakable. We are more patriotic than any other institution you can think of in this country. And we are going to continue to be that. As far back as 97, 98, I was telling Falana, we were pulling together in the cell, enjoying ourselves during the time of Abacha. So, comrades, but what is important is the circumstances, that took you to that place. Or whatever is the case, we are out to continue the struggle.
The tension between the police and the Nigeria Labour Congress began when officers stormed the NLC headquarters to arrest a suspect allegedly involved in the sponsorship of the End Bad Governance protest in the country. Subsequently, the police released a statement inviting the NLC president over allegations of terrorism financing, treasonable felony, and cybercrime.
Our plea to Nigerian police is our country is going through too much, that wasting resources, wasting man hours on what doesn't exist is not nice. Kidnappings are going on every day, massacres are going on every day, but the man who negotiates with government on a daily basis cannot be the one financing terrorism. It makes the police look like jokers, because it then shows that we are wasting our time relying on the police. Because if of all the people in the country, the person that Nigerian police can invite for terrorism financing is the president of Nigerian Labour Congress, then something is wrong with our security system.
Reacting to the invitation of the NLC president, global humanitarian organization Amnesty International Nigeria condemned the police action, describing it as an attempt to intimidate the unionists. It is now left to be seen whether the case is closed or the beginning of a legal tussle between the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC and the Nigeria Police Force. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Meanwhile, the Delta State chapter of the Nigerian Labour Congress is calling on the Nigerian police to drop all charges against its national president, Joe Ajaero. The chapter made the call when members marched through the streets of Asaba, the Delta State capital, to the police headquarters to register its demand. They want the Nigerian police not to intimidate their leader, whom they have invited for questioning for allegations of terrorism financing, treasonable felony, cybercrime, subversion, and criminal conspiracy. Addressing the workers, the Commissioner of Police Delta Command, Olufemi Abaniwonda, assured them that their leader will be freed if found innocent of the alleged charges.
they want to indirectly silence Labour by putting such accusation on the leadership of NLC so that our voice will no longer be heard, via the agitations of Nigerian workers and the betterment of all. It is on that note today in the 36th state of the Federation, we decided to carry out this peaceful protest to let them know that in the event that anything happens to the national president of NLC, we are going to shut this country entirely down.
See it as the highest level of intimidation. And Labour is being intimidated. And we are saying it's unacceptable to us. And that is why we are here today, to cry out and to cry loud. Let our voice be heard.
We are asking that they should not detain our chairman. He should be free because he has no hand in terrorism. As a Labour person, he doesn't have enough money to sponsor terrorism. They know people that are sponsoring him.
Number 5 clearly allows us to invite so that you can come and hear from you. Do not let us preempt what will happen. We are aware of the directive of the national leadership of the NLC. But what I will plead with us here is that as you do this peacefully, may we continue to let it be peaceful.
In the same vein, members of the Nigerian Labour Congress in Plateau State on Thursday held a prayer session at the chapel of the State Police Command in solidarity with the union's national president, Joe Ajaero, following his police summon. Ajaero appeared at the police headquarters in Abuja to honor a police summon over alleged criminal conspiracy, terrorism financing, treasonable felony, subversion and cybercrime. Ado Musa completes the report.
The solidarity with their national president started at the chapel of the State Police Command with prayers shortly after arriving at the command. Although the NLC in the state did not mobilize its members as expected, the union said their appearance in small numbers was deliberate to ensure that the prayer session went on peacefully. Soon after the prayer session, the state chairman of the union, Eugene Manji, spoke on why they were at the command.
Yes, we are here to comply with the directive circulars being sent for our national headquarters for NLC yesterday in respect of the summon being given to our national president, Comrade Joe Ajaero, by the Nigerian Police Command in Abuja against some allegations raised against him. And he respectfully honored it today, and we are directed to go to all the police headquarters in the Federation, statistics of the Federation, in prayer session peacefully, for a peace of the country. If you release peacefully, let there be peace for the country. And that's why we're here to pray. We're in the chapel now to pray, and we've just finished now.
The chairman further called on the government to handle the allegations against their president with caution.
What we're asking them is to maintain peace. We can't just tell how the coincidence of these allegations just came about. We pray that they'll maintain decorum in whatever they are going to do in the processes of this investigation. Because it can't just come while there was protests. And then what is the involvement with the president in it? To us, we are seen as if it's a tactical way of suppressing the voice of the labor, which are only the voice that I think we are having now, checkmating the excesses of the government in this country. So we ask the government to maintain decorum in the investigation in order not to escalate what we're having on ground against the bad governance.
The spokesperson of the State Police Command, DSP Alabo Alfred, said the command will do everything possible to ensure that the NLC's activities in the state are peaceful.
Being the kind of organization that we are, they are not being rowdy, they are not shouting, they are not fighting. They say they just want to do prayers. So if you even notice, they are even doing the prayers in the police chaplaincy. That's to tell you how civil we are to their plight. And that is our responsibility concerning that. So we hope that all goes well. And we'll continue to sustain the peace. And I believe they don't want anything to disrupt the peace on the plateau.
Comrade Ajaero, who appeared at the police headquarters in Abuja on Thursday, was released shortly after. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Floods have severed the Shua Bridge in Madagali, Adamawa State, rendering it impassable for motorists and posing serious risks for locals trying to navigate the dangerous waters. But in the face of this adversity, young men in the area have found an unexpected silver lining, turning the crisis into a bricks business opportunity. Gibson Swadigo reports.
The Shua Bridge in Madagali, Adamawa State, has been cut off by heavy rains from the Mandara Mountains, making it impassable. This crucial bridge, less than a kilometer long, connects the major federal road between northern Adamawa and southern Borno states. In response, young men and women in the area have taken on a risky new occupation, ferrying goods, people and machinery across the treacherous waters. They have embraced this new venture, even helping those unable to cross on their own.
As we lose this bridge now, as you can see me, I'm in critical condition. I'm not a good marketer now. I'm suffering in the case of this bridge.
Musa Kwada is one of the locals taking on these high-risk missions for the past week. He has been arriving at the Shua Bridge as early as 6 a.m., hustling and rescuing those at risk of being swept away by the powerful currents. The highest I get in a day is 5,000 to solve my problems. We assist in crossing those without money, but not everyone. Road users have recounted their terrifying experiences and are calling on the government to urgently repair the damaged Shua Bridge before more lives are put at risk.
More than 5,000 people are stranded on the other side of the bridge. The recent flood has washed away our farmlands, homes and clothes. Please help Adamawa State and fix the bridge. I paid a token of 1,000 naira before some young men helped me to cross this water. This is bad and needs urgent attention.
The rain persists. The waves grow increasingly more menacing.
It is a whole day activity here. It's either you hired those to help you cross to the other side or you go back to where you come from. It is the hard way and the only way. From Madagali in Adamawa State, northeast Nigeria, Gibson So Adigo, Trust TV News.
As the hardship across the country bites harder, some residents of Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, are now resorting to consuming rice husk ash, which is used for feeding cattle and poultry, as they can no longer afford grains due to soaring prices. A visit to some areas in Jalingo reveals that some residents are now sourcing their daily meals by processing the byproduct of rice milling and rice husk ash to survive. The report. All right, moving on from that, residents of Kogin Mata axis of Chikaji in Sabongari local government area of Kaduna State, who are now living in displaced people's camps in the aftermath of ravaging floods, are appealing to the government to immediately provide relief materials for them. The flood, which submerged about 200 houses at the community, also destroyed many houses, forcing residents to seek shelter elsewhere. Trust TV's Bello Musa has more.
This is Yusuf, a flood victim wandering in the community. With thousands of thoughts on his mind, he is left without a shelter as floods destroyed his house. He had to move to the camp as he had nowhere to go to with family. The flood that affected our community destroyed my house. Though victims of Zaria flood are now taking refuge at the camp provided by the Kaduna State Emergency Management Agency, however, they are still appealing to government for help.
We are appealing to the government to construct drainages for us. We lost our animals to the flood and our children were trapped under the collapsed building. The whole episode was catastrophic. We pray that the government will help us get out of this situation.
The State Emergency Management Agency revealed that 50 people sustained injury as a result of the flood in Zaria.
So far, we are able to access 200 houses that were affected by this flood, and we have 50 people that have been injured. But so far, so good. The Red Cross have been trying their best, together with the local government council and our zonal office, to see how we can reorient those that are traumatized. That Ilya mentioned, if the government must work that place out, definitely a lot of houses must be demolished. So I am telling us, so as to get ourselves ready, we cannot risk other people's life just because of personal sentiment. We have identified 708 illegal structures within front areas.
The agency also appealed to residents in flood-prone areas in the state to vacate and move to safer locations. Bello Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
Residents of Chikawo community of Barade Ward and Walowol community of Majidadi Ward in Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, have decried the impact of flooding in the area, which has cut off the only drainage in the area and exposed residents to untold hardship. The situation, which has led to many homes being submerged, has also made life difficult for some residents who are now seeking shelter in safer locations. The report.
Walowol and Chakawo are among the oldest settlements in Jalingo. The two settlements are also close to the two major wards of Jalingo, namely Majidadi and Barade ward, the wards that separate Jalingo 1 and Jalingo 2 constituencies. However, life for residents in these areas is becoming almost unbearable due to the lack of waterways and drainages, especially during the rainy season.
Since 1999, many politicians are coming here to talk issue like this. They are calling the federal government, the state government, the local government, please, because of the residential people that are living around here, there is water flooding place. They should intervene. We need intervention, please. They should assist us.
We are very close to Walu. We experience a lot of challenges whenever there is rainfall. The major challenges we encounter are flooding. The local bridge we have, which we used to repair every year at the cost of almost 300,000 naira, is not enough for the area. We complained to the member representing Jalingo 2 constituency, Honorable Uba Merika, and he donated the sum of 200,000 naira. But the problem is not on the bridge, but waterways. We called on government to look into the situation.
Some of the residents are worried that the situation may deteriorate further as the government seems to have forgotten about them, lamenting that whenever it rains, their children cannot go out, let alone going to school or market. Water used to enter our houses and even our bedrooms, toilets and kitchen. Everywhere in our house is flooded. We have been hearing that the governor is doing well, but we don't know because we have not seen any of his achievements in our area. We are just living here because we have no option. We are calling on government to come and see it themselves. We heard that this governor is doing well to improve the standard living of the citizens, so we want to see it ourselves. The ward head of Chakawo, Mukhtar Hamza, said as a result of the damage of the drainage in the community, many homes have been submerged while living now in fear of a possible outbreak of disease.
If government fails to do anything about this road, the road will soon block. Our issue is not the bridge, but a drainage system for water to flow straight to the river without any hitches. But if that is not done, it is a matter of time houses in the area will fall.
Although several promises were made by the past administrations, none of them have been fulfilled. Residents here are hopeful that the present administration will come to their aid.
Flood has so far killed a total of 179 persons in 15 states and displaced 208,655 others in 22 states within this year. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, in its 2024 flood update released on Thursday, also said 107,652 hectares of farmland and 80,049 houses were destroyed. The states most affected by the flooding, which was caused by unprecedented rainfall and the rising of rivers, Niger and Benue, are mostly in the northern parts of Nigeria. All the incident happened in 137 local government areas in 28 states. The Director General of the NEMA, Zubaida Umar, who spoke on Wednesday when the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, visited the agency, said the NEMA had carried out disaster assessment for several incidents in almost all states in the country. The federal government has approved a 50% electricity subsidy for public hospitals across the country. Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Tunji Alausa, announced this on Thursday at the National New Psychiatric Hospital in Bernawa, Kaduna State. The minister commissioned the electronic health records and alternative power supply at the Lawal Jafaru Isa Emergency Complex and the solarization project at the dialysis unit, which includes a solar-powered borehole and a 10.2 kVA in also that unit intervention center in the state. Alausa said this gesture aims to reduce the running cost for public hospitals and elevate the impact on patients. He also announced plans to rename the hospitals as specialist hospitals to broaden healthcare service delivery. Alausa noted that the warning strike by resident doctors is complicating efforts to secure the release of kidnapped Dr. Ganiat Popola from the hospital staff headquarters. He appealed for calm and assured the hospital management that the abducted doctor will soon return. Fuel subsidy removal has continued to have adverse effects on living conditions of people, especially the rural dwellers in Benue State. They're saying that the cost of transportation coupled with poor road networks has made life more difficult. Jimmy Adzande reports.
Food, security, health, access to markets and schools are some of the basic needs of life that require mobility. The reality is that in most Benue rural communities like Sav in Guma local government area, the only means of transportation during rainy season is motorcycle. However, with the premium motor spirit sold at over 1,000 naira in these villages, the dwellers are worse hit by the current cost of living crisis. Dennis Ukeji operates a makeshift hospital in the village. He said the sick can no longer afford basic healthcare services.
Transportation. Before you get drugs here, you have to travel far like Boko. And when you get the drugs at high prices. And when you come here to treat somebody, it's a problem. We have some drugs that we have to keep them in the fridge, like anti-snakes, anti-zans, and all these type of things. But we don't have electricity here. That's our problem.
Most of the dwellers lament difficulties in accessing markets for farm produce as harvest begin. They say the poor conditions of road network has made it difficult for them to transport their goods. Because of subsidy removal and poor road network, transportation has been very expensive. A bag of grain that was transported for 3,000 naira is now 7,000. It is that bad in our villages. Most of our people can no longer go to the markets because of the cost of transportation. What the widows and the orphans are going through is even worse. The situation would have been better if the roads were in good shape. They appeal to the government for assistance at this difficult time. The government should please help us because the suffering is too much. The government of Benue State has promised to fix rural infrastructure, but until that happens, the effect of subsidy removal is biting harder in the hinterlands. Humanitarian workers are worried that if not controlled, the rural to urban migration will increase in the coming years. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
In a bold effort to deepen cultural connections between China and Nigeria, the China Media Group and the African Languages Programming Center, in partnership with the Chinese Embassy in the Nigeria and NTA Star TV Network Limited, have unveiled an exciting co-production project titled Kwadambaka. This initiative is poised to significantly enhance the cultural and tourism ties between the two nations, paving the way for a stronger, more vibrant relationship. Trust TV's Dorcas Yakubu completes the report.
Film and television, as a widely embraced art form, hold a vital place in modern culture, shaping the creative landscape of our society. After decades of rapid growth, the global film and television industry has become a cornerstone of the cultural sector. Recognizing this, China Media Group, in collaboration with StarTimes, has launched the groundbreaking Kwadambaka project. Kwadambaka is designed to bridge the cultural divide between China and Nigeria, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation of each nation's rich heritage. Through the power of media, this initiative will spotlight the diverse traditions, values, and histories of both countries, bringing their vibrant cultures into sharper focus.
This program launched today between CMG and NTA is geared towards fostering understanding between the two countries, that is Nigeria and China, through promotion of culture and education. But more importantly, this project has to do with the Chinese culture. We are going to explore areas that seems to be untapped.
Film and movie TV industry is very important in China and in Nigeria. I think we can, through this way, through hosting this program, we can make two countries' talents work together to make co-production in the field of film and television. Through this, we really can make the cultural exchange further strengthened.
Kande Gao, speaking fluently in Hausa to Trust TV, highlighted that the initiatives aims to produce content that resonates with audiences in both China and Nigeria. This effort is expected to foster cross-cultural exchanges and pave the way for deeper collaborations between the two nations.
Muna so ta wannan aiki sai wato zamu ƙara inganta haɗin gwiwa da ke tsakanin bangarorin mu biyu.
We came to Nigeria to launch Kwadambaka, a collaboration between NTA and China Media Group. Our aim is to boost the relationship between China and Nigeria through this project, and also for Nigerians to better understand China. The Kwadambaka project goes beyond a mere media collaboration. It's a cultural bridge connecting China and Nigeria. As the project unfolds, it's expected to pave the way for future partnerships, particularly in culture and tourism. Through this initiative, both nations aspire to forge enduring bonds and transcend economic and political ties, enriching their people's lives through shared cultural experiences. Dorcas Yakubu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
This is Trust News. Coming up, Kano Airport cleaner returns $10,000 found in aircraft. This and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. If you're just joining us, this is Trust News. Let's take a look at our top stories again. We brought you that amid the dramatic scenes, Nigerian Labour Congress President Joe Ajaero honors police invitation. And Adamawa youths cash in on severed bridge. Now moving on to more stories. An employee of the Nigerian aviation handling company NACO, Awal Dankode, has been praised for his integrity after returning $10,000, approximately 16 million naira. Dankode, a worker at Malam Aminu Kano International Airport in Kano, was said to have found the money while cleaning the aircraft. According to a Wednesday post by security analyst and counter-insurgency expert Zagazola Makaman on X, Dankode discovered the cash during his routine cleaning duties and immediately reported it to the airline company's manager. His selfless act, he said, has highlighted the importance of honesty and accountability in the workplace. Zagazola added that as investigations continue to identify the owner of the lost money, Awal's actions serve as a shining example of the positive impact that even small acts of kindness can have. In a remarkable display of honesty, a commercial driver in Kano who discovered a bag containing large sum of money has returned it to the police. Reports said that the money was discovered by the roadside and commendations are trailing the action of the driver.
According to eyewitnesses, the bag was found on the road during rush hour and heavy rainfall. The driver, Safianu Bashir Muhammad, was shocked to discover a black bag by the roadside and picked it, and later discovered it was filled with hundreds of dollars in cash and other items that were not disclosed. The driver, Safianu Bashir, had been struggling financially, but when he stumbled upon the bag, he didn't hesitate to do the right thing.
The owner of the house where I am staying as a tenant has called me asking me of a payment of 20,000 naira, so I had to resist that. I have 2 kids who are 6 and 4 years old and are not enrolled in school because of my financial situation.
Despite their own financial needs, the driver couldn't shake the feeling that the money's rightful owner must be frantically searching for it.
When I saw the money, I came to the realization that whoever owns the money needs it most because of the current situation. I therefore explained to my boss, who said we should contact the Bureau de Change operators whether anyone lost the money. They were contacted and after 3 hours, they called to say none of their members lost any money. We then reported at the state CID and explained to them.
The police are currently investigating the origin of the money and working to reunite it with its rightful owner, where the police stated only the owner of this bag will be able to identify the items in the bag.
Approached the Bompai police headquarters here and reported that he found a bag along Hadeja Road here in Kano by Dakata Junction. And when he got the bag that was likely lost by somebody, he was able to check the bag and he saw some money inside and he decided to bring it to the police command here in Kano. We have issued our press release calling on the owner of the said bag to come for identification.
The incident serves as a reminder that honesty and integrity are still valued in our society. Mariam Haliru, Trust TV News, Kano.
On security, the Nigerian Air Force announced on Thursday that airstrikes carried out in the Tumbons area near Lake Chad in Borno State have killed several terrorists. In a statement, NAF spokesperson AVM Edward Gapquet confirmed that the Nigerian Air Force conducted intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance missions over the location on 22nd, 24th and 26th August 2024. He added that the missions revealed several terrorists along with some of their salvaged belongings concealed within 4 makeshift shelters, some of which were hidden under trees and dense vegetation. According to Gapquet, the operation was made possible following the forced migration of remaining terrorists to higher and drier ground after their enclaves became flooded and exposed due to persistent rainfall in the area in recent days. He added that apart from killing several terrorists, their armory, logistics, storage facilities, and other structures were also destroyed. The troops of the Nigerian Army conducting fighting patrols in Kaduna have killed 8 bandits in Birnungwari local government area of the state. According to Kaduna State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruan, the troops killed the bandits during a fighting patrol in the Kampanindoka general area. During the operation, the troops recovered several items, including 3 AK-47 rifles, 8 AK-47 magazines, 4 empty and 4 loaded, with a total of 120 rounds of 7.62 mm ammunition, 1 magazine carrier, 6 motorcycles, 3 mobile phones, 2 Baofeng radio sets, and 3 pairs of civilian clothes. The troops also engaged bandits around the Gayam general area, during which one of them was killed, while others were suspected to have escaped with gunshot wounds. Meanwhile, the governor of Kaduna State, Obasani, has commended the troops under the leadership of the general officer commanding 1 Division Nigerian Army Commander Operation Well Punch, Major General MLD Saraso, for their efforts towards securing lives and properties in the state. The 7 Polish nationals who were arrested for allegedly having Russian flags and waving them during the #Endbad governance protests in Kano have been released. They were arrested by the Department of State Services, the DSS, on August 5th. Some tailors, also accused of sewing the Russian flags for #Endbad governance protesters, were also arrested. The 7 Polish nationals were accused of playing a suspicious role in protest against government policies and economic hardship, the Department of State Services said upon their arrest. However, the Poland's Deputy Foreign Minister, Andrzej Seczna, said the nationals are 6 students and their lecturer who came to Nigeria from the University of Warsaw for an African Studies exchange program at the Bayero University in Kano. In an X post on Wednesday, the Polish Minister of Foreign Affairs, Radoslaw Sikorski, have also announced that the arrested nationals have been released. Former head of state, Abdulsalami Abubakar, has urged stakeholders to address barriers and biases limiting women's participation in the military. Abubakar stated this at the 2024 Annual Defense Headquarters Gender Conference on Thursday in Abuja. The theme of the conference was Mainstreaming Women, Peace and Security Agenda for Enhanced Operational Efficiency in the Armed Forces. He said the theme was a call to action and a recognition that the Nigerian military's effectiveness and efficiency depended on the full participation of all its members, regardless of gender. The former military leader, who urged all to embrace the vision and champion the women, peace and security agenda, added that this will enable the military to remain a beacon of inclusivity and excellence.
It is a recognition that our military's effectiveness and efficiency depend on the full participation of all its members, regardless of gender.
This year, as we gather for the second time, we build on that foundation with renewed vigor and clearer vision. This gathering of our new annual event stands as a testament to our collective commitment to fostering a more inclusive and equitable environment within our armed forces.
As a former First Lady, a gender advocate, I am extremely pleased that the Nigerian woman now has been accorded the rights of place in a male-dominated career like the military.
The Zone 16 headquarters of the Nigerian Police Force in Yanagwa has paraded a male suspect parading as a medical doctor. The suspect, who operates under the name St. Maximilian Medical Center at Etegwe Epi, has been operating without a medical license since 2019. Trust TV Friday Ebimobewe Peters completes the report.
Parading the suspect, the Public Relations Officer, Zone 16, SP, Gon Emonena, said the suspect was arrested on the 26th of August 2024 under directives of the Surveillance and Intelligence Unit from the Zonal Criminal Investigation Department following intelligence on the suspect operations.
The following items were recovered from him as displayed here: injection syringes, drugs of different caliber, hospital equipment, enlargement photos of his fake convocation as displayed in front there, hospital folders, 200 copies of image and ultrasound reports were recovered from him during the search. The suspect, who was apprehended and have equally confessed to the commission of various offenses ranging from being a fake medical doctor, operation of illegal medical facility, forgery, and impersonation.
Emonena reiterated the force's commitment under the leadership of the AIG Paul Alifa Omata to protect lives and properties of its citizens and called for the continuous cooperation of members of the public to provide timely information that will yield apprehension of criminal elements. The suspects confessed to the crime.
For the medical items, all what they say is true. These items, I make use of it. It's not only the conception of even people that are injured, even people that get accident, their leg broken, and massage them.
Some of the victims narrate their ordeals in the hands of the suspect.
I paid him the sum of 30,000 at first to start up. He gave me injections and gave me 7 days calculating my fertile window. He made mention that the delivery fee is going to cost 5.6 million naira since I'm carrying twins, which raised some concerns, and I started researching about it. That was when I found out that the drugs was just stopping my period, and my period did not cease as a result of pregnancy.
People saying that I've been married for a very long time and I've not conceived, so I said, okay, let me go and try, because I've been trying. So as I did that, he checked me. He said I have hormonal imbalance, but that he would treat me. I should buy some vegetables. Oh, sincerely, because of the time I waited and all that, I wasn't really checking any of those things. When I took the drugs, I felt it was normal. The doctor was giving prescription, and that was in my period ceased for like 3 months, and then all of a sudden I started bleeding terribly. I bled, and I bled to a point that I felt I was going to pass out.
According to the police, the suspect will be charged to court when investigation is completed. From Yanagwa, Friday, Ebimobewe Peter, Trust TV News.
Away from security matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has fixed September 12 for the signing of a peace accord ahead of the Edo governorship election. INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu disclosed this at an extraordinary meeting with political parties on the 2024 Edo governorship election on Thursday in Abuja. Yakubu said the exercise would be presided over by the chairman, National Peace Committee, that's the MPC, and former head of state, General Abdusalami Abubakar. Yakubu urged political parties in the state to maintain decorum and civility in their campaigns and comply with the Commission's regulations and guidelines for the conduct of rallies and processions. He said so far, no political party has submitted to INEC the dates and locations of their major campaign rallies and processions to enable a better coordination of their campaign activities.
We have intensified our engagement with stakeholders at state and local government levels. Similarly, voter education is ongoing. We have concluded the training of security personnel. We are finalizing the delivery of the few sensitive election materials. We are concluding arrangements with the land and maritime transport unions for logistics, the printing of triplicate copies of voters' register for each of the 4,519 polling units is virtually completed. The installation and configuration of the bimodal voter accreditation system machines to be deployed on election day is completed. Observer accreditation tags are being produced.
Let's now join Yusuf Akogu for Business News Update.
Welcome to Business News. I am Yusuf Akogu. The Central Bank of Nigeria has lifted the suspension on banks borrowing from its windows known as Standing Lending Facility. The Apex Bank also pegged the lending rate at 31.75% in line with the decisions made at the 276th meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee. Director of Finance Market Department, Omolara Duke, in a statement dated August 26, said the Monetary Policy Committee adjusted the upper corridor of the standing facilities to 5% from 1% around the MPR. Duke said authorized dealers are now permitted to access the SLF at 31.75% and access ILF to avoid system gridlock at no cost if repaid the same day. The federal government has signed a memorandum of understanding with an aircraft manufacturer, Boeing, to boost the nation's aviation sector. Disclosing this in a statement on Thursday, Special Assistant Media and Communications to Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Technology, Tunde Moshood, said the MOU will help to improve Nigeria's aviation infrastructure and operational standards. He said the move makes a significant step forward in enhancing the operational efficiency and safety of Nigerian airlines while positioning them for growth in the global aviation market. The MOU was signed by Minister Festus Keyamo and Boeing Vice President of Commercial Sales and Marketing for Africa on Wednesday in Washington, USA, in the presence of key Nigerian aviation stakeholders. NGX closed positive on Thursday as investors gained nearly 200 billion naira. Let's see the indices there. And Oando lead the gaining equities there, gained 9.98% to close at 69 rand and 95 kobo per share. Julius Berger also gained 9.97% to close at 172 naira and 60 kobo per share. There, of course, Cornerstone, an insurance company, also gained 9.88% to close at 2 naira and 78 kobo per share. Of course, this has pushed up the market upward by 0.21%. 966.97 million volume of shares were traded, valued at 7.42 billion naira in a list of 9,851 lead exchanges among investors. Of course, let's see the top trading equities in terms of volume. Conhom PLC leader table 505.78 million shares traded. FBNH 64.09 million shares. Of course, Access Corporation 46.89 million shares traded today. Of course, some equities also ended on the losing side of the market. SOA Motor leader table there 9.79% to close at 1 naira and 75 kobo per share. Japan go down as well, 7.41% to close at 2 naira and 50 kobo per share. Of course, Prestige, an insurance company, also down 7.02% to close at 53 kobo per share there. And that's the highlight of stock trading as it went down this Thursday on the floor of NGS. Let's see the global stock market and exchange rate data for today. Oil prices steady on Thursday after 2 days of losses as concerns over Libya's supply helped offset a less than expected draw in U.S. crude inventories, which tempered demand expectations. And the London market, Brent crude sells for $79 per barrel. For the pearl basket, price declined by over 2%. And that's business. I am Yusuf Akogu.
Thank you, Yusuf Akogu, for that update. On the international scene, despite strained relations following the last year's coup in Niger, Nigeria and Niger have signed a new security cooperation agreement. Announced by the Nigerian Army on Thursday, the accord aims to bolster regional stability and security. The coup in July 2023, which ousted Niger's President Mohamed Bazoum, strained relations between Nigeria and Niger and caused divisions within the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. It raised concerns about efforts to combat Islamist violence in the region. ECOWAS had threatened a military intervention in Niger if diplomatic efforts to restore the democratic government failed, prompting Niger, Burkina Faso and Mali to withdraw from the 15-member bloc in January. These countries criticized ECOWAS for not aiding in their fight against Islamist violence and subsequently forced the alliance of Sahel states with a military agreement. And now let's join Emmanuel Fashemi for Sports News Update.
Nigeria's under-20 girls Falconets have taken up residence at their Winhard Hotel in Bogota, where the team will stay for their first 2 matches of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup Colombia 2024. After scoring 27 goals in a total of 8 premier games, including 6 competitive and 2 friendly matches, the 2010 and 2014 runners-up arrived in high spirits while looking forward to their first match of the tournament against Korea Republic on Monday, 2nd September. The Koreans have finished in 3rd place in one championship in the 22-year-old competition and have promised to prove stiff opposition for the perennial finalist. Nigeria is one of only 4 countries to have featured in every edition of the finals since the competition was launched in Canada as an under-19 event in 2002. The Falconets have further group phase encounters against 3-time champions Germany, also in Bogota, and Venezuela in Cali on 4th and 7th September, respectively. And that is sports. I am Emmanuel Fashimi.
And with that, we wrap up Trust News Hour. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentaries. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching. Good night.
From the Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.